Hey everybody, welcome back. So today we are going to look at the upgrading of the tow mirrors from Boost Auto Parts to my new truck, new to me truck. In the past I've had a 2014 Silverado. This is now, I have a 2019. This is about I think the fifth Silverado I've had. Been happy with them over the years. All that 5.3 engine, and just they've been a good truck over the years, and hundreds of thousands of miles that I've put on these vehicles. So I was excited to upgrade to a newer truck and get some of the new features and a new body style. One of the things is it did not have tow mirrors, the ones I found. And I looked around quite a bit and tried to narrow down to be in the price point that I wanted, to have the mileage I wanted, to have the features that I wanted. Took me a little while to find the one I want, and then ultimately I did find this one. So let's take a look at it, and we'll go from there. All right, so there is the new truck with the mirrors already installed. Actually, this install now has been a few weeks ago since I first started it. I'm going to cut to real quick to a video that I shot just before I started the install, and before the install went sideways on me, and I'll explain why that happened and what I screwed up and not the Boost Auto Parts. It wasn't their issue, it was all my issue. So let's cut to that real quick, and we'll be right back. All right, so today we're going to change those mirrors to the new tow mirrors for Boost Mobile. I'm not going to spend a lot of time going through the install procedure. Their stuff is actually really good on their website. But we'll do kind of stop in and out of here looking at these, and then we'll go through a lot of the features as we go along. All right, now you can kind of see the difference between the old and the new mirrors, and the size difference. The old mirrors were probably only came out to about here. They're only about yay high. These are considerably larger mirror. I looked at a lot of different aftermarket mirrors before I went ahead with this one, and there's a number of reasons why I did. First, I was looking at the reviews of each one's and features and pricing, and so a couple of things on these. These are not an adjustable mirror. They're a fixed mirror, which I'm pretty happy with. And why I say that is my old mirrors, when they extended, they would be all the way in tight here, which left a great big blind spot. And when we get in the truck, you can see how that eliminates some of that blind spot. And the other thing is, when they were doing it, they went with a fixed mirror rather than an extendable mirror to help with some of the vibration. Because this is a lot of mirror to be hanging out on the side of the door. And there goes the plane overhead. It's never, it's either cars or airplanes going over the top, because we sit near one of the runway approaches coming into the airport. So anyway, off track here a little bit, but the mirrors are from my old ones. These are fixed, the other one's extended back. These are slightly shorter, I believe, and slightly wider. And they have been great. Now, I did go around and look after I've got these installed. You've got a lower curved mirror, and then you've got your flat upper mirror. And between all of those, and looking out your side window without turning your head, I have virtually no blind spots. I can, both in the passenger and driver's side, I can see back into my own lane until this truck obstructs it. But then I can also see full lane next to me, and most of the lane the next lane. So I can see nearly, in some instances, 5 lanes wide. And there, when you start getting out to the further ones, there's a little bit of a blind spot out there, but it's very tiny. But so if you're coming down the freeway and you get 2 people wanting to merge into the same lane, you can at least have an idea where they're at. So I really like that. Compared to the other mirrors that had a huge blind spot in them, and I couldn't see around the truck. So anyway, happy with that. Some of the features on this one is, and one of the things that I'm really excited about is GM discontinued all of the mirror lighting at least on some of the mirrors. And we got planes going overhead, active runway. And then, so we can, if somebody's come up behind you and you got your turn signal on, you can see that. Same on the front. We'll go through that and we'll turn those on in a minute. This also has the power folding. It also has, I got the feature with the spotlight. So there's a bunch of different features you can do. So you can do power fold or not. You can do heated mirrors, I think on the top only, or you can do top and bottom. I'm in a climate where I want both of them have heaters on them. And then we got the spotlights, and then we've got the turn signals up here. And I believe there's another feature where you can get a spotlight to the front. I didn't think that was something I really wanted, so I left that feature off. When they put these mirrors together, you go through and there's a bunch of different choices, and it will all affect the price from, I think they start around 500 and they go up considerably from there. But by the time you get all the bells and whistles, it adds actually quite a bit to these mirrors. So, but they build these mirrors individually. They'll put all the wiring harnesses together for each individual one. Wow, it's just been, the cars and the airplanes today have been just something. Anyway, sorry about that. I apologize, but I can't stop them. So anyway, so there's a bunch of choices when you go ahead and we talked about it briefly. You basically got a checklist of, do you want this or this and this, and you can go through and it will build those mirrors for you. Then they put it together, put everything, package it all up, and ship it off to you. So it comes with all the wiring harnesses you need, all of the links to the videos that you need. Now there is different videos for different models, even in the Sierra. Now the 2019 was a new body style, and 22 is I believe it is the same body style, but there was a reconfiguration in that 22 year that some of the wiring harnesses at least got changed. So be aware of that, and that's one of the things that tripped me up when I was doing the install, is I was watching the wrong video and kind of bit me a little bit. And there goes another plane. They're going about every 30 seconds now. It's just been unbelievable. So I apologize for that, but I can't stop the planes. So anyway, so we've got, they'll go through that. It takes them a couple days usually to put that up, and then they ship them off. And that part was great. The install videos, there is, I believe, at least 4 different videos for the mirrors. You'll have whether it has power folding or not, and whether you're going to do have cargo lights, whether you're the 2019 or the 22 plus. So pay very close attention to that and follow those, and you'll be fine. So I'm going to before we go through them with features, I want to tell you what I screwed up. So all right, so let's talk about where I screwed up on these mirrors and why it was my own fault. It's been really rainy here lately, and it's just been I've had actually the mirrors for almost a month before I even get started to do the install. And when I did that, I got in a little bit of a rush, at an evening that I had a few hours, I could figure, like, you know what, I can get the passenger side in, get the wiring harness in for the passenger side, get those mounted, and then maybe the next day finish it all up. Not a problem. So I got started on that, and these wiring harnesses on these vehicles, there is a lot going on. More planes. And I ended up disconnecting on the kick panel on the passenger side, I disconnected a harness so I could pull a wire out, and you have to do some fishing of wires. It's not terribly hard, but you need to pay attention to what you're doing. So I was doing that, and when I got it all back to done, I've been on this for a little while, I got it all closed up, and I go in to start my truck and move it forward because I was in the middle of the driveway blocking my wife's car, blah, blah, blah. The car won't start, remotes won't work. So I thought because I disconnect the battery that something happened with the remotes. I had to flash the remotes or something like that. So there's a procedure to go through there. It takes literally, it's a 30-minute process to reprogram your remotes. And you can do that. There's a couple different videos out there I'm not even talking about. You can change remotes, blah, blah, blah. Anyway. So I did that a number of times. And a few times when I did that, I could get the truck started, and then I would do something, and then I would inadvertently set off the alarm on the truck saying, so I was thinking it was being stolen, and then, the horns beeps and disturbing the neighbors. I did that 3 different times. The last one was at 10 o'clock. By this time, I'm frustrated because not only is the remote's not working, I'm getting alarms for the crash sensor, or not crash sensor, but for the airbags, that there's something wrong with the airbag system. And the worst of them, all that was going on, was there was a safety security system something, and I don't remember exactly what it was. Basically it locked the truck in park, and I could start the truck by putting the remote in the little cubby, but I couldn't put it in drive, I couldn't do anything, and kind of in almost full panic mode. I've now bricked my truck and trying to figure out what was going on. Well, I called my buddy who works for Cadillac. He was going to come, and he came by on the way over. But before he got here, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to disconnect everything. I don't know what happened. And when I did that, I found one of that harnesses on that kick panel that I'd forgotten to put back together, and that was setting off all this stuff. So went through all that, connected it back up. Guess what? All the alarms, everything went back to normal. And we can proceed along. He's a tech for Cadillac, and so he helped me with the rest of the day. One of the things that, again, rushing, is I talked about this briefly already, is having the right videos. The body style from at least the body modules up underneath are slightly different from the 22 to the 19s. And I somehow got clicked onto the 2022 video rather than the 19, and there's some slight wiring differences in them, and you can pay attention to which one you're at and do that. So got it all through, got it all back together. I am super pumped about these mirrors, and in spite of myself. And so let's do this. I'm going to turn you around. We're going to jump in the truck, and now I'm going to show you some of the features and some of the stuff I talked about either, and why I think these are great mirrors. All right, so we're sitting in the truck, and you can, so this is that opening that I was talking about earlier, that I think it's really nice. And if the mirrors were all the way in, you'd have this huge blind spot in there. So you get a little bit, like you can see, have a little bit of a window through, and compared to my old mirrors that were all the way tight in there, and it was just a big black hole up there. I remember one day I almost got a pedestrian because they were in that spot and I couldn't see them, and it's a little scary to do that. So that I really like on that, and they are fixed, so I'm fine with that. So you can kind of see how far, it's hard to see. If I was on the freeway, it'd be a little easier, but you can kind of see the vision back in there. You've got good vision back in there between the two. So I'm going to start the truck up here, and it'll actually start this time. And I'm going to do the turn signals that we talked about before. The other thing this does, it does keep the warning if you've got a vehicle coming up alongside you. It's got that little warning that'll come up. So I've got these in here that you can see, you know, if you're coming up behind the truck, you can see that. And then this, I got the sequential, and you can get these in different colors. You can get just on and off sequential. There is a spotlight you can get for the front. I got just the rear spotlights back into mine. In the, at least the build that I got. Jump back in. Turn that off. So now if I want to do the power folding, I come down in here and I hit the driver's side mirror, and then I hit twice to the left, twice to the right. Oop, it didn't go. And if you hear that beeping, that means that the module is kicked in. I hit the down button. Now they'll stay in place like that for, the module stay active for 10 seconds. And all I gotta do is hit the up button now. And it'll take the mirrors back out to where they were before. And after 10 seconds, you'll hear a second beep in an airplane again. And that means it's turning off and it's back to its normal mode. There you go, there's that beep. So now it goes back and you can still control your mirrors in and out, up and down like you would normally. The bottom ones are, you have to adjust by hand, but the uppers adjust just like you would with your controls down in here. All right, everybody, so we're gonna wrap this up. This video has gone probably longer than it should have. But anyway, end of the day, would I have bought these mirrors and paid full price for them? Absolutely. I'm really happy with the mirrors, with the build quality, with the features that they add to my truck for the driving that I do. And I do a fair amount of driving. I spend a fair amount of time in my truck. So I'm happy with that. Boost Auto Parts has been a great company to work with, and been very responsive on everything. And when I told them what was going on with the problems, they said, you just do what you got to do and don't worry about it. So been a good company to work with. Not all sponsors necessarily are, but they've been a great company to work with. They've got a great product. So if you're looking for a set of mirrors, I highly recommend these mirrors. Just what I would say is, at the end of the day, take your time doing the install. Just set aside some time. Don't try to rush it. Pay attention to the details, and you'll be perfectly fine to install these. And at the end of the day, have a great set of mirrors to add to your truck, whether it's a Silverado or a Sierra. They're great mirrors. So anyway, have a great day. Enjoy it, and we'll see you next time.